Hey everybody, it's Durger time. Welcome back to another episode of Total Extreme Wrestling 2016, Billy Corgan's NWA. Boy, you guys, I'm sure know what happened. And definitely, we had to take a week away to kind of rebuild this, but I got a corruption error last week, right when I was about to record my next couple episodes, and it looked bad. Now, I do some saves, some backups, but unfortunately, I didn't have one that was that recent, so I had to kind of rebuild, but I did. I managed to rebuild it almost back to where it is. So we had to kind of rebuild everything back from scratch. So I redid. Excuse me. I redid the matches. We got pretty much everything's fine. There might be a few things that are different. Our money might be different. Our momentum might be a little bit different. Basically, what I did is I took a save. I do a backup file every month in the game, and for this purpose. So unfortunately, because of how I had it set up, I did not do an October save, and I should have. So I had to. My last save was after our Super Cup. So I had to basically just sim through and kind of tweak the Septu generation and redo that. And it really wasn't that bad. I mean, not much is different. I might have forgotten a few people that we fired or hired, but I don't think so. I kind of tried to... I mean, I have some notes. I got some of the character changes. You know, we got... Rex Lawless is still our weird communist again. I feel like I might have fired some people. I don't remember quite. If you guys remember, if anybody on this list isn't supposed to be here, let me know, and I'll add them back or I'll remove them. But I think I got everybody. So maybe did we get rid of Elliot Russell? I don't remember. So some things might be different. I know our money's a little bit different because I gave myself some cash. I did that at the end, so that might be a little tweaked. But otherwise, everything should be fine. I think we salvaged it. Like, I was really scared that things were looking really grim when that happened. And I did not want to end our Let's Play like that. That's for certain. So we rebuilt. We will move on. Let's just go through and make sure everything's right before we go. Ospreay's junior heavyweight. Brian Pillman's our North American. Our Super Cup winner is Flip Gordon. Looks right. Tessa Blanchard's our X Division. Somebody was asking why we had the X Division. It's kind of a weird way, I guess, to do it, but I wanted to have like a sub mid-card women's title because Rhonda is still away for training. She's going to be out for 4 months, which sucks, but I don't want to just vacate the title because she can't defend it. So instead, give them something else to fight about. Cody's still our NWA World's Heavyweight champion. So, and then Tama and Tonga are also there. So I think that's right. Teams, I think, is right. We still had Pillman and Nemeth. We haven't done anything with them, which we probably should. We should probably have them have a tag team. Jersey Boys, I think we're breaking up because now he's a I mean, I guess they could still be a communist and a Jersey boy. Yeah, there's nothing that necessarily indicates that, but they were really more of our putties for Enzo, who left us. So, anyways, let's go ahead and go towards Championship Wrestling in 19 days, and then we'll move on from there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here, see what's going on. Pay raise. Well, oh man, you're asking for a lot of money, dude. Ugh. If I do 50%, he's going to be mad. Okay. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. What the hell? All right. Viper, something about her and Kimura. Don't really care. Will Ospreay has a extension for New Japan. Regional battles finished 7th out of 11th, which it's not bad. Brian Pillman thinks he should be doing better. Everyone's making a contract to Will Ospreay right now. And Tyler Bates left WWE for the loan period. Okay. And let's go ahead and take a look at what the hell's going on here. Okay, first things first. I want to fix whatever's going on with Brian. I don't want him to be upset. What does he think he should be? I prefer to be a mid-carder. And you're a low mid-carder. Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely. No problem. There you go. That's easy. You're going to be our star one day, very possibly. Okay, so that was easy. We also need to. I forgot Chase Owens I forgot to book him. So I had grabbed him in between the break here because we did have him. He's signed as a talent enhancement talent, which sounds about right. But I think we also had him as a tag team with I guess it was Hangman Page. We'll just name it Hangman Page in that. And they're rated as individuals. Because when Chase Owens takes the pin, I don't want Hangman affected. We also have to add him to the Bullet Club NWA. So we will do that. And I don't know if I should add Zoe Army's done. We'll remove that stable. So we have the Colt and the Bullet Club. Should probably get an extra stable of some sort. I love stables. We're a little light there. Though I could add Tama Tonga and Tongaloa to this, but I don't know. Right now they're not really part of the Bullet. They're their own thing, right? I feel like I don't know if I want to do that right now, but I do feel like we need another group of some sort. It might be fun to kind of think of what we got on this roster here and see if we could figure out something that would work. That could be interesting. Well, actually, there is something that we can do. And we might play onto it. We haven't dealt with the overarching story of the NWA in a while, so maybe in the next show we will deal with that. So let's go ahead and let's move on to Championship Wrestling. All right, and something else I wanted to look at. Looks like, did Drew Gulak get? No, he's still there. He relocated, so I always want to see if he maybe got kicked out of the Fed. It doesn't look like that's the case, though. All right. Shows tonight. Tyler Bates also unhappy with me. What's wrong? You are an upper mid-carder. What do you think you should be? A main eventer, huh? I mean, Really? Really? I don't know. I'll put you there to shut you up, but oh, nope, that's the other way. Don't want to go that way. I don't know about that, but we'll see. Okay, let's go ahead and book Championship Wrestling here. We'll move on to the location. See where we're going to be. No backstage issues, which is good. 75% still strong for backstage rating. CW is going to be our thing to do. Okay. Where are we going to be? No. How many people we're going to have here? only expecting 1,800. So let's look at. Thinking to see if I still own the Sudden Impact Zone. So how big was this? 1,700? Yeah, okay. That'll work. We need to change this. I'm going to sell this the next episode, and I think we'll have to look at maybe making a bigger location. Pick his venue. Okay. So what we want to do, just see if we can do anything. Josephus is a negative influence right now. And that's the only negative influence. No, Ashley Fox is a negative influence in the locker room as well. And Tyler Bate and Rory have some tension between the two of them. Otherwise, the relationship between Hangman Page and pretty much everybody is a positive. Brian Pillman's become a protege of Chris Daniels, which is awesome. And Candice LeRae has a strong friendship with Bull James, which is good. And yeah. So, I mean, that's not that bad. So, we probably don't want to make them friends with anybody. Just because if they're a negative influence, we don't want other people to be affected. We will meddle. We'll try to make more friendships. And we'll try to Chase Owens a friend with somebody. With Brian Pillman. Why not? No effect. Okay, that's fine. A lot of people are out. Looks like Cody, Sammy, Tonga, Trent, and Ospreay are all working elsewhere. And Ryback is out injured. And of course, Rhonda is working on her MMA fight training. So we won't have some of our big hitters on the show, which is fine. But let's go ahead and book it anyways. I'll be right back. All right, and we are ready for our championship wrestling night. Let's go ahead and take a look what our championship wrestling match has in store for us. So we start tonight with just a little warm-up tag team match between the Jersey Boys and Hangman Page and Chase Owens, introducing Chase Owens to the crowd for the first time. And apparently they suck together. Holy crap. All right, well, we'll have to think about that. And, actually, overall, the match isn't horrible. D+. Decent reaction for the crowd. Subpar wrestling. Hangman Page and Chase Owens defeat the Jersey Boys in 10 minutes. Hangman Page defeats Mike Verna with pinfall. During the match, we also had the former Rex Lawless actually turn on Verna, basically leaving him into the ring to get decimated by the two. It's fine, I guess. Chase Owens got his average gimmick for old school heel. All right, well, people are improving. That's a shame that they don't have any chemistry. That's a real bummer. Yes. Address this. We will change him to his communist gimmick. Very good. Wonderful. And we move on to a post-match. Lennon, the former Rex Lawless, now Lennon, takes the microphone and gets into the ring with Mike Verna on the ground and starts spouting some nonsense. He starts talking about how he now identifies as Lennon Sloan. He's been reading up. He's been wondering why everything's been wrong in the world. And ever since Enzo left, he's been really confused about his place in the world and how easily he's been discarded with Mike Verna as this useless commodity, that he was just some pawn in a bigger game. And he realizes now that the system, and not just NWA, but the entire country, is messed up. And that he's dedicating his life to revealing that truth and making change, starting in the NWA and then continuing to the world. So he fully gets into his weird communist manifesto that he goes through. He's a full communist, shouts down the audience. The crowd likes it. Actually, it's D-, but it got the crowd hotter. Cool. Well, we do have afterwards a announcing segment where Paul Pinky George comes out and announces that there's going to be a ladder match. The ladder match is going to be a contract match tonight to find the number one contender for next month for the NWA North American Championship. So it's going to be a triple threat ladder match, and it'll happen later tonight. Not much to say. It's just sort of an announcing gig. He's not great at it, but that's fine. Speaking of someone who is great at it, afterwards, Tyler Bates has a interview, and he talks about losing the Junior Heavyweight Championship. And it's a very, very intimate interview. And basically what he talks about it in there is he talks about how, he thought he was on Will Ospreay's level, and every time he tried to match him, he came up short, and it really made him question his place. So he's not going to ask for another match. He's not going to ask for a rematch. He's not going to ask for his place. He wants, as a true competitor, to work on his game and figure out what went wrong. And he's going to work his way from the bottom of the juniors division, and he wants to prove to the world, but also prove to himself, that he is capable of reaching the top again. He knows that he can. He's just not sure what happened. And, he's very humble. He's like, maybe I thought I was better. Maybe I thought I had this. Maybe I needed some humility, and I got it that night. But I'm going to prove to the world that I'm capable of this. And so he's going to work his road to redemption all the way back to the top. Got the crowd hotter. Boy, he is great on a microphone. Just have him on the mic all the time, apparently. Then we have a tag match. Or actually, this is our triple threat. I'm sorry. Our triple threat match. Dalton Castle, Disciple Icarus, and Flip Gordon, who was so close to winning he won the Super Cup. But, of course, his runner-up ended up winning the North American Championship, and unfortunately, Flip Gordon lost his title shot for the World's Championship. So now it puts him in the opportunity to basically get the second belt. In this match, though, it's a ladder match with a contract that they have to climb up to receive, and there's a very odd instance that happens here. The three of them are all fighting. Flip Gordon takes a huge bump in the match and looks like he's out of commission. And at that point, when everyone is very, very limited and hurt, Tim Storm comes out. And he talks to the ref on the side, and the announcers are like, what the hell's going on? And the ref gives him a go-ahead, and he goes and enters the ring and does a couple moves, ends up hitting Icarus with his finisher, and then ends up climbing up the ladder while everyone's down and incapacitated, grabbing the contract match. And the ring announcer does, in fact, identify that Tim Storm has won the contract shot to the North American Championship. Very odd. Not something anyone expected. And, of course, we have just a confirmation that the announcer ends up saying that Tim Storm uses Paul Pinky George's Founder's Clause that Tim Storm has acquired months ago to allow himself to enter any match, and forces himself into the contract match to win the contract for the NWA Championship match. So, interesting turn of events. Tim Storm pops his head back out after a couple months of nothing to pop out and interject himself in the scene, and obviously, very clearly, being involved with Paul Pinky George III's, ruminations and machinations and sort of Machiavellian plays. You can tell that he's behind this entire thing. We have another promo sequence. Christopher Daniels in a video sequence is in a boiler room. Boiler room we've seen now with Josephus and the other cult members before. This time is draped in red cloths in the background. It has sort of like a makeshift, almost like a crucifix, but some kind of weird occult symbol. It looks like a makeshift temple. He speaks one-on-one with the camera, and he identifies Nick Aldis in his speech. He says, "Nick Aldis, how the mighty have fallen. This vessel of mine relates. After all, it is a fallen angel. I know the fall. For so long you were the lifeblood of the NWA. Now, just a shadow of its past. I have a way for redemption for you. The path of light is clear. There is a war coming, and you play a pivotal role. The darkness grows, and we are the light that shall exterminate it. I wish you would see it. I'll make you see it, and then you shall believe. So very ominous. Not quite sure what's going on. Gets a great rating. Crowd digs it. Super into it. Which, I mean, man, if you've ever heard a Chris Daniels promo, you would not be shocked. That dude can talk. And now we have a tag match. Just sort of a in between, a little interesting skirmish, and we have Brian Pillman, the NWA North American Champion, with Ryan Nemeth, a newfound friend that during the Super Cup, if you recall, Pillman came to Ryan's aid and helped fight off Bull James after a post-match beatdown. And, of course, due to that, Bull James and Simon Gotch are teamed up in a tag team match with them. It's kind of maybe exact some revenge. It's a poor match, though. Pillman Jr. and Ryan Nemeth actually defeat Bull James and Simon Gotch for 12 minutes. Brian Pillman defeats Simon Gotch by pinfall with a tornado DDT. Yeah, it doesn't do as well as I would hope so, which is a shame. Some improvements on both ends. It only gets a D, but we start to build up maybe the friendship between Pillman and Nemeth, which is good. You know, they're actually, like, Nemeth is okay. 31 is not bad. Like, he's a weaker competitor, but, you know, he gets to partner with Pillman and get some of that rub, where Pillman's kind of shooting up to the moon, and we get to have some interplay with Bull James, who still clearly has a vendetta against Nemeth. And unfortunately, with Pillman on his side, it seems like they have the edge, but perhaps, you know, Pillman can't be around Nemeth at ringside at all times, and perhaps Bull James will use that to his advantage. And in Tyler Bates' Road to Redemption, he has a match with Zack Ryder, a new member of the juniors division, a well-acclaimed wrestler on his own, an internet darling, if you will. And Tyler Bates defeats Zack Ryder in 14 minutes by pinfall. They have a great match. I see. I mean, for what Zack Ryder can do, that's really good. Fantastic heat, good wrestling. Tyler Bates takes the stepping stone to redeem himself to get back into the title spot for the junior division of the NWA. Then we have a backstage segment. Paul Pinky George is in his office and on a conference call. We can't quite hear what they're saying because he's got his headset kind of put on, but he's talking to a bunch of people. And he says, "Absolutely, you all have my word." And then Billy Corgan enters his office, and he's furious. He slams his fist down on the desk, and George puts his finger up, kind of to silence him for a second. He's like, "Hold on, I gotta go," and he hangs up the phone. And he says, "What are you up to, Paul?" And George cracks a smile. He's like, "Oh, so much. I just talked to some of our investors, and I gotta tell you, they're not pleased with our financial situation right now, or your leadership. They actually want to offer me the role of chairman." And Billy Corgan's obviously very furious by this. He's like, "No, that can't happen. Not right now. I still have majority stake in this company. My money's invested in this." And George just kind of cracks a smile. He's like, "No, only for now. Things can change. You'll see." And Corgan just kind of storms out. He's like, "Over my dead body." And George is like, "Well, that might be the idea." So the tension between the two are building. George clearly wants leadership and ownership of the company back, as the grandson of the founder. Very upset with Corgan's leadership. And it seems that the investors and the board of directors are as well. And perhaps Corgan obviously came in upset about the inclusion of Tim Storm into the North American title shot match. And it was clearly George's machinations that allowed him to do that. And George seems to be playing to something, but right now he can't take over. Not as long as Corgan still has majority stake and power. I'll be very curious to see what exactly he's up to. And then finally, we have a match between Christopher Daniels and Nick Aldis. Chris Daniels was very adamant that he was going to show Nick Aldis the way and show him the light. And this match is pretty good. Fantastic heat, good wrestling. Christopher Daniels actually defeats Nick Aldis in 16 minutes, following some interference afterwards as his cult member, Josephus, ends up kind of running some interference on the side of the ring when the ref isn't looking, weakening him up and using their numbers to their advantage. Daniels was tiring. The match was a little bit too long. So was Nick Aldis, actually. And apparently they don't have some good good chemistry, which is unfortunate. Got the crowd buzzing, though, and they both had some pretty good performances. Obviously, Daniels is a better competitor than Aldis. But that's a shame. That's a real shame that they don't have the chemistry that I was hoping for. But anyways, Nick Aldis takes the loss, and Daniels shows his dominance. So let's see here. Increased their popularity in 11 regions. Looks like it got a C, which isn't bad. It's kind of where we want to be in order to move up. And we definitely have some storylines going on and moving forward into our next pay-per-view. Let's give some encouragement. Everyone did a good job. I mean, no one did anything bad. I want to give Simon Gotch, he was a little upset about his match. So I just want to give him a little bit of a boost. And we'll give some of the little guys some boost here. There we go. All right, let's see what we have going on here. Ospreay signed a non-exclusive contract in New Japan. And we have our buy rate, which is still crap. And Raven still hates Josephus. And Nick Aldis still hates Josephus. So that's still going on. I mean, not bad. We're still losing money from that, though. Quite a bit, actually. We need to move up to Colt. That's really the trick. We can track our progress here, but we're still kind of stifled. We dipped a little bit in August, and it actually had a lot to do with the Super Cup, just because there was some lesser-known wrestlers. And now we have to book our next pay-per-view, because the next one we have is our Championship Wrestling, so we need to add a pay-per-view event. But I want to look, because, yeah, okay, so we're going to have to do it Mondays. Sundays used to be okay. Now everybody's wrestling everywhere else. And we might want to move... We might want to move Championship Wrestling over to a Monday now. Every Monday. So let's go ahead and make a new pay-per-view event. We're going to do it another 2-hour event, just a regular pay-per-view. Let's see if there's any good names here. NWA Manifest Destiny. That's pretty good. Fixed location is going to be in the Midwest again. We're going to keep it where we need to be. And we're going to do it on... would be the 3rd week of November. 2 hour looks good. I think that's fine. So that should be our next pay-per-view is Manifest Destiny, which will be in 7 days. And we should be good there. I know some people have been talking about maybe we want to do a TV show again. I'm not sure. We were losing a lot of money there. But I certainly don't feel like we're getting any momentum where we need to be. I don't know. It's tough. I don't know if the 2 pay-per-view is really working for us. Maybe I don't know. We were making a lot of money when it came to the TV show. We were making TV revenue. It was like 83,000 in the height. That's a lot of money. With still ticket sales, like we're not making the same amount. I think we need a TV show again, but that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. I have a suspicion that we might need that TV show back. I think that might be not a bad idea. I know everyone keeps on wanting me to join the New Japan world, but unfortunately, New Japan does not want me to be there. They are adamant, in fact, that they do not want a relationship with us for whatever reason, which is really unfortunate. I've tried to set up. Obviously, we have a bunch of hostile relationships. Can I end these? I don't want to have a hostile relationship with any of these guys. PWG has declared war on us. And what I do want is I want to see if I can get some type of non-aggression pact would be nice. See if we can get some type of relationship. Ring of Honor as well. Spread the love. That's really where we need to be. Anyways, that is it for me today. Thank you guys for joining me for another episode of NWA. I can't talk. For another episode of Billy Corgan's NWA. Thank you for watching. I'll see you around.